when I was younger, I wanted to make that position whatever it took, which I still want to make that position, and also whatever it takes, but like in between my own boundaries, basically.
Guys, welcome back to another episode of Unboxing the Goalkeeper, and today we are joined by one of our own hockey's Olympic champion, world champion, a few other medals in between, one of the sharpest minds in the game, and quite quick on the gloves as well. We're joined by the one and only Anne Veenendaal.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you're kind of forced, like, given that we live together.
I am kind of forced, yeah. But I'm here.
You are here. We sat down. It only took us about 72 million hours to set this up.
Just over the 72 million, yeah.
We've actually just converted our office space, removed everything, converted it into our little podcast studio.
Yeah, you can't really tell, but there's two cool things hanging above our heads, but...
Yeah, we'll show you, for those that aren't watching, we'll give you a quick glimpse into that. Go over and look on the YouTube and watch the video, and then you'll see. But, Anne Veenendaal.
Yeah.
You're quite a successful goalkeeper, eh?
I guess so. You're telling me.
Alright. Folks, this is going to be a fun conversation. It's like pulling teeth from a chicken. Anywho. Yeah. Okay, we'll just get into it. Unbox 11. Quick fire, okay? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Greatest memory and goal?
Olympic gold. 2024.
Easy. Yeah. Would you rather be busier with simple saves throughout the game or one big save right at the end?
One big save right at the end.
Oh, she's a showkeeper.
She is. Everyone says I am, so.
What is your go-to oboe colourway?
I've got two, actually. So I'm rocking the full pink suit when I play for the national team, and when I play for Amsterdam, I play in the full red suit. So red and pink. Yeah,
the pink is interesting.
Yeah, you like the pink. I know you do.
It's very you.
It's very me.
It's very you. Describe your playing style in 3 words.
Crazy, nonchalant, and a little bit unhinged, I guess.
Unhinged?
Yeah.
Right.
Just leave it at that.
Okay. Take from that what you want, folks.
Yeah.
What is your favourite piece of oboe equipment?
Oof. I do like my helmet a lot.
It's quite nice.
It's quite nice. I like the white. And the Red Bull one for Amsterdam, so I think I'll go with that. It's
kind of important, like, you got to keep the noggin safe.
I'd say it's the most important one.
Okay, you would. Okay, what is your favourite time for playing a match?
Like time during the day?
Yeah. Well, it's hardly during the night, like, but it could be during the day, you know.
I'd say an evening match, if there's a lot of people in the stands. If there's not a lot of people in the stands during the day. I don't know why that makes any sense.
Fine, so it's all...
But it does in my head, so we'll go with it.
You know what, that's fine. As long as people show up, that's all we're asking, folks. What is your biggest ick from a field player?
It's mostly attackers that play with one hand up to say something to the umpire. To be like a foot or whatever. Some players do that. They play with one hand on their stick and one hand in the air at all times. And it annoys me.
It's like a new dance move.
It is.
Probably done it a few times in the club they have.
Yeah. It is.
No, aye. There's definitely a few Dutch players. A few players in the league anyway here who are very good at that.
Yeah.
And they play for certain top 3
clubs. I
clubs.
won't name any names, but...
No names mentioned. Your goalkeeper role model when you were growing up?
That's a good question. When I first started, it was Lisanne de Roever. She played in the national team at the time. And then after she quit, it became Joyce Sombroek, because she took over. And then until I started playing with her. Right,
well, way to drop a few casual names in there of a few ballers you've played with. Those in the goalkeeping world will understand that Joyce Sombroek was
I'd say
class.
I'd say to this day, if she puts a goalie kit on today, after not having played for like 5 years, she'll still be fast.
Right, we're going to reach out and ask her that one.
Oh, I will. I'll message her.
We'll try and get her on. She's an oboe legend. But yeah, she is a bit. She's a bit good now. Like
Aye, she
is. The craziest save you've ever made.
I don't even. Craziest save I've ever made. One that comes to mind is a stick save in a stroke against Australia. We were 2-0 up against them in China. We played in China. I think it was Champions Trophy at the time. And they got a stroke and I made a stick save, and I was really young then. And it surprised me, and it surprised the player that took it. Yeah.
That was against Jodie Kenny, right?
Yeah, it was Jodie Kenny. I was going to say, I think it's Kenny.
Yeah, shout out Jodie Kenny. You get beaten by kids.
I love that you know that. You're such a hockey nerd.
Live, laugh, love the game. That's what I'm here for. What is the biggest learning experience you've ever had?
Probably the obvious one, but not going to Tokyo or not playing in Tokyo, and yeah, learning from that and how I wanted to do it differently and make the next Olympics. So yeah, I think that one.
Fair enough. And how do you stay unboxed? How do you stay true to yourself when in and out of the gear?
I think to not really care about anything else but whatever you want to do and how you want to do it. That's difficult, but I have some experience. I'm nearly 30, so I definitely wouldn't have said this, I think, 5 years ago. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of experience as well. But
yeah, definitely easier said than done as you get older. Or well, ultimately, whenever you're younger, you just think you're class, you're indestructible. No one can say anything that's going to put you down. You can beat absolutely everyone, and then you.
Well, I had a really insecure period like 5 years ago, so I think after Tokyo Olympics I was like, I don't know what to do. So yeah, I think I learned a lot from then and really know what my identity is now.
Is that like in the gear and out of the gear, or like is there a particular area that you would identify
I'd say both.
Yeah. In what sense?
Like you're still like out the gear. I was still trying to figure out what I wanted in life and what I wanted to represent and what I wanted to look like and who I was. And I'd say same in gear. And I've really found my way now after a lot of experience how I want to do things and that I want to do it my way. And if it's not my way, it's
the highway.
The highway, I guess. Is that the saying?
My way or the highway.
My way or the highway.
It's not a great saying to have when you play a team sport. But...
No, I mean like, I don't mean that as in, I don't mean that literal, but like the way, like I know what's best in the way that I goalkeep. Is that a word?
Yeah, but sure.
The way that I'm in goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know.
But it's just I figured out the way I make saves basically and what works best for me.
Lovely.
I'd say that.
Oh, that'll do.
That was a long answer, sorry.
Right, but what we're going to do is we're going to rewind it back to your little bleach white curly haired Anna.
Little me.
How did you get into goals? How did you become a keeper? Tell us that.
My brother Wouter started playing hockey before me.
Shout out Wouter, we love Wouter.
And I didn't play it, and whenever he had a game, I would go watch it and just wanted to look at the goalkeeper and thought it was so cool what the goalkeeper was wearing and told my parents I wanted that. But obviously when you put your child into a sport, you don't want them to stand still for the whole time that you're playing the sport. So I think the first 3 or 4 years that I started playing, my parents were like, no, you're going to be running around the field. Until they noticed that I really enjoyed to be in goals and I was good at it, and they realized that goalkeepers also do a lot of training and don't just stand still.
Shout out at the rest of the world, us goalkeepers do not just stand still.
Yeah, so yeah, they eventually let me and then was a goalkeeper.
And that's that?
That's that.
Did you ever want to get back out of the gear, or was it always
No.
like, I'm in it, I'm stuck?
Yeah. Whenever I was not in the gear, I was up front waiting for people to pass me the ball. It's just anything for me to not be able, or to be having to run, so...
Honestly,
still the
fair.
case, nothing's changed.
I would say probably 96.5% of goalkeepers, international now...
I despise it.
Yeah, literally would have ended up in the goal because he didn't want to run.
Well, it's not the main reason, but I don't enjoy running.
Fair.
That's a fact.
Fair. There you go, folks. That's an untold truth, or an unknown truth from Anne Veenendaal, which you probably could have guessed. So your parents allowed you then to go and goal. Like, what's your first memories of it?
That I was the only one, because here, I don't know if that's the same in Ireland, but here, when you're young and you play in under 9s and stuff, under 7s. That's how young you start here.
That's why the Dutch are so good, folks. As soon as they're out of the womb, they're on a hockey pitch, literally.
But yeah, every time I was in goals, I was like running out and making like sliding around and diving and stuff. And I just remember all the parents being like, "Oh, well, no one else does that, and she's not scared of the ball." And I just loved like to run around and do all those things. So
bit crazy.
Kind
of stereotype goalkeeper-esque.
Really, I'm fitting the whole stereotype.
Though, for those that don't actually know, obviously this chat is, we'll probably get into a bit later on, we do tend to slag each other a lot.
Why?
Because we kind of live together.
Kind of. We kind of live together.
So, yeah, for those that don't know...
Unfortunately, we live together.
Yeah, we signed up 6 years ago to be in a relationship together, now we live together. And that's that. So we're probably going to slag each other quite a lot. So, yeah, enjoy it. This is a sneak peek also behind the scenes of Two Goalkeepers, One Roof. Whoa. Did I just create a whole new podcast there?
Say, 2 goalkeepers, 1 roof. And a dog.
Yeah, she'll probably tip to win later on anyway. But, yeah. So, we have little Anna. She obviously grows up. Find out you're a bit good. Tell us about that transition. Like, how did you get pulled into the national team? Were you in regional stuff, like underage groups? Did you go straight into... How did the development of Anna come about?
I played for a little club called Hilversum. That's where I started. And when I started to be like a goalkeeper for real, there wasn't really any goalkeeper training at that club. So then I switched clubs to Laren, which is about 15 minutes away. They had a really good trainer there and developed quite quickly, and that made me go from a U14,
U14
to a U18 team instead of going to the U16s. And then the level obviously was a lot higher, so I had to adapt quite quickly. And while that was happening, I was also in the underage stuff for the national team. So I was in the regional stuff, and then every year there's a couple of tournaments that get played, and then the people from U16 national team come and watch, and you get picked or not. And then I got picked from that, and then just made the moves up to U18s, U21s, and now national team.
And now national team.
Yeah.
Well, not now. You've been in it for quite a while, like.
Yeah, this is my 10th year, maybe 11th. Yeah.
Grandma.
Yeah, I know.
Grandma.
I got called up when I was 19, so.
Oof, drop that in there. But when you actually think about it, that's not really normal for a goalkeeper to be pulled into the senior team that young.
At 19?
Yeah. Or is it here?
No, I don't think so. Especially not now. At the time, maybe it was a little bit. We had a big generation of young, good, talented goalkeepers. So I guess at that time was maybe a bit more normal. I remember Joyce Sundberg being picked for the national team when she was 18. She was the first goalkeeper for the team when she was 19. But we had Joyce then at the time and Larissa Meijer, and it was mostly them two, and they needed a third. And I went from U18s to U21s when I was 17, and then when I was 19, I already played for the U21s for 3 years. So I think then they thought maybe she can train with the national team, and that's when I've never left.
Here you are today.
Here I am
how
today.
How have you seen your role change over those years? So obviously, whenever you come in, you're a young kid, still literally trying to figure yourself out, trying to figure life out.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been pulled in, you're in the senior national team. For most hockey players, like, that's their dream, to make the national team and obviously get that number one spot. But how have you as a goalkeeper and as a person developed through those years, from a young 19-year-old to now almost, when this comes out, 30-year-old?
That's a big question.
Answer how you want.
I don't really know. Like, obviously 10 years or 11 years of experience changes you as a goalkeeper, and you go from being the third goalkeeper to being the second goalkeeper to being the first to being back at second to being equally. So yeah, it's been a journey, and I've played, I've not played, which has taught me a lot, I guess. But obviously you start out as a young kid and don't know anything about the team, about the people that you play with, and you just have to learn a lot. And I think that comes with experience. And now I'm a grandma on the team, so I'm the second oldest.
Grandma.
Yeah, the goalkeepers are the oldest in the team, actually.
Yeah, we have to obviously shout out another Obo goalkeeper in there, Josien Koning, another very, very talented Dutch goalkeeper in a conveyor belt of just amazing Dutch players coming through. Like, so
We have a good generation, I think. There's a lot of people from our generation, like Son and Maria and Laura, and a lot of those people that made it. So, yeah,
quite a good generation. So obviously managing that relationship between 1 and 2 is difficult. Like, you're playing at that top level. You want to be the starting goalkeeper. You want to play all the major tournaments. But when you have 2 extremely good goalkeepers, how do you as a person manage that pressure to keep performing, but also not let it bubble over so that it doesn't become too much?
Yeah, I think when I was younger, I wanted to make that position whatever it took, which I still want to make that position, and also whatever it takes, but like in between my own boundaries, basically. Which when I was younger, you want to just do everything and don't really think about what's good for you and what's not. So definitely learned that over the last 6 years at least. So now obviously you still want to play everything, but you're also on a team, and you want the team to do well. And if that means that for the time being in the past I've been the second goalkeeper, then that was my role at that time, and you do whatever is best for the team. So of course you want to play everything, but that's not always the case.
I think that's what people don't realise about being a goalkeeper is you are a team. You're part of a team, but you're a team within a team, because you have your goalkeeping group. You have yourself as an individual goalkeeper, as an athlete, but you also have yourself as a person. And I think you mentioned there how you do whatever it takes within your boundaries. How did you come to figuring out what your boundaries were?
I'd say in and around Tokyo has been the biggest experience of that all. Realizing that I've done everything outside of my boundaries as well and not made it was basically like a wake-up call to, okay, but how are you going to change that to make it, but then in my own way? And if that's not enough, then that's not enough, but at least I've done it in the way I wanted it to, and can look at myself in the mirror and be like, I've done everything for me. And again, if that wasn't enough, then it wasn't, and then I was going to be there for the team. But yeah, lucky for me, this time it worked out. So
it is easier said than done if you're picked and you're still saying, oh, I'm here for the team. Like, you can say that, but what sort of actions would that include that maybe people don't actually realise is actually really hard as a goalkeeper?
Well, actually, like, it's not like you hear that you're not going to play and then the day after you're like, yeah, I'm fine, like I'm going to be or fulfill that role as a second goalkeeper. Like, it's actually quite difficult, and it's fine to take your time to hear that news and to process that news. I've heard it during a tournament. For example, the year before Paris, after the group stage, I got told you're not playing the semi-final and the final, which obviously was a big disappointment for me because it was a year before Paris, and I initially thought, oh, well, then that's it. I guess I'm done for now. But it was during a tournament, and you don't have much time to be disappointed, and you don't want the team to basically notice that. Well, it's fine for them to know that you're disappointed, but not to let that transfer onto their mood and feelings. And so I had to basically switch really fast, and I think that worked out quite well for the time being. And then afterwards I had to process, but that's fine. Like, you do, it's not normal to process that so quickly, I think, especially if you work for that for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. It's like you have your ultimate goal and then all of a sudden it's just ripped away, and then everyone around you is just like, yeah, well, you have to help the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, like, you go and be told in your job that, okay, you're not getting your promotion, but I still need you here tomorrow to show up, to have a smile on your face and everything. And that's what so many people don't realise.
Yeah, and it's fine that you put that smile on your face when you're on the pitch and when everyone sees you for the team. But it's also fine to, when you get into your room and you're just with your roommate, to just express that and for them to understand how it feels and just talk about it, which you don't have to share with everyone, just people that you're comfortable with. So that worked for me.
Yeah, and shout out our, I say our, I feel like I'm on FaceTime to her all the time, your roommate.
Xan de Waard.
Yeah, boss player. She's done many goalkeepers dirty.
Yeah.
Many.
Yeah. She does me dirty every fucking training session. Sorry. No, sorry.
Bleep bleep. Sorry about that, folks.
Bleep 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 bleep.
It's okay, it's an adjective in our house. You mentioned earlier about the Dutch have had quite a bit of success.
You mentioned that.
Well, I did mention it, and then you kind of followed up and agreed. So I'm saying we mentioned it.
I agreed, yeah.
How on earth do you keep winning?
That's a good question.
So the rest of the world, I think, so not just goalkeepers, every other hockey player, country, sport, coach would just like to know, like, how do you guys keep winning?
I think it starts at it being a big sport in our country, and we start from very young. So what was I saying earlier is that I started when I was 7. I think right now you can start as young as like 4, and it's not actual hockey, but it's like like a fun play style. But at least you already know about it, and I'd say it's a part of Dutch culture at this point. It's quite a big sport here, and you just get taught from it really young. And I think because for years and years and years we've been so good, we've also had good development, and that starts from really young. And I guess if kids have talent, it gets picked up quite early and supported the right way.
From a mentality side of things, what motivates, well, like, you as a goalkeeper, you as an athlete, to keep winning? Because you can turn around and say, literally, like, you guys have won it all. I think you have won the last 5 Europeans or something. Since 2015, you haven't lost Europeans. You haven't, past 2 or 3 World Cups.
Yeah.
Past 2 Olympics. The odds, add the Pro League and everything in there. Like, that's a lot of gold medals, and that's a lot of, okay, come on, here we go again, let's win. How do you keep that fire within you to keep wanting to win?
I think it's really the fun we have. Like, I play because I really like to play, also because I want to win everything that's possible to win, but I'm really doing it because I really love playing the sport, and playing international tournaments is, I think, the most fun. Even though it's not very often, you really work and live towards that, and it's just a lot of fun. We have a good team and a lot of fun people, and I really enjoy it. So I think that's at least my motivation. So
that's your 2 cents to everyone that's listening. Like, literally, if you just enjoy it, just keep going.
Sounds so simple, doesn't it?
It does, and I think that's the thing. Whenever you can kind of get lost behind all this hoo-ha of, yes, you want to get better and you want to perform, and you have to show up to training, and you have to have a good mindset, and you have to recover well. But it's ultimately, if you can do all that really, really well, but if you don't have fun, like
it sounds so arrogant, because I don't want to sound arrogant.
No, you won't. Folks, because, let me know if she is.
Like, as you said, before the Olympics in Paris, there was one tournament that I hadn't won personally, which was the Olympics. And so now, after I've won the Olympics, I've won everything that you can win in hockey.
Actually, no, you haven't. You haven't won a B Division Europeans.
Right, I have not won a B Division Europeans. But I'll leave it to you to bring those medals.
I have already that B Division. Got it years and years ago.
So it is easy to say I play because I enjoy it. Obviously, we're all very determined to win, because that's what we want to do ultimately. And I think it's the most fun if you win. I think everyone wants to win.
I think if you don't, you're lying.
Yeah. So, obviously that's a goal in itself, but I just really enjoy it, so.
Alright, folks, just keep having fun. You mentioned a bit earlier that your goalie style, or words to describe your goalkeeping style, is
unhinged.
Unhinged. Talk us through a bit of your, like, I don't want to say European style or Dutch style. There are so many different goalie styles around the world.
I think we've talked about this before, about country goalkeeping styles, right?
Yeah.
I think I don't really fit into the Dutch style.
No. Not at all.
Which is, the Dutch style is quite upright and... Right? That's what you say always.
Yeah, it's quite, like, passive, like, stay on your line,
it's
upright.
very steady, upright. Like, there's countries that do a lot of diving in their goalkeeping.
Yeah.
We don't do... Well, I do.
You're like a hybrid. You're
I'm a bit of a hybrid. But if you look at the styles of goalkeeping in our youth teams as well, it's all a bit the same, quite, like, upright, quite, like what you said. So I think in certain ways I am like that, but I think in certain ways I'm also not like that.
No. I feel that here it's very textbook in how to be a goalkeeper. Like, a goalkeeper has to sit, like, how they're taught, how they're trained, the style, everything has to be the same. Like, it's, if you make a save and it's not what the textbook says, then it's wrong.
I struggled with that when I was younger because the trainer said certain, like, you had to do stuff certain ways, and that didn't work for me, or I just thought, well, this is way easier and it works, so why can I not do that? Which is a bit of my stubbornness, I guess, and I still, to this day, I still have that.
No.
And I still, whenever someone's like, oh, maybe you can do this, I'm like, maybe not.
Fair.
Or I try it once and I'm like, no. So I do like to do stuff my way, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, tough.
What do you say to those kids who are maybe listening who have their own unique style, have their own way of moving, of seeing things, and are maybe a bit stuck in the sense that they have one goalie trainer telling them one thing, but they maybe feel comfortable doing it a different way, or they have another goalie trainer telling them to do another thing? Like, what would be your advice to them?
I think if a goalkeeper trainer says you have to do it this way, and if you're not doing it that way, then it's wrong, I think that's wrong.
I agree, but I'm going to try and stay neutral.
I would suggest that keep doing your own thing. If it works for you, it works for you. If you figure out after a couple of years that maybe it doesn't work in that way, you can always change it. But if it works for you, they'll see that it works, and that is all that matters.
Like, ultimately, the most important part of our job
is you save the ball, the round thing. Literally,
ding, ding, ding.
If I hit it with my head and it goes out the goal and over the end line, that's job done.
We don't recommend that now, folks.
Obviously not, but if it works, it works.
Yeah, and like that's where it's like we bring it back to there's so many different styles, because like my style is very different to you. Like, we've had so many, well, no, actually we have had many conversations, but a lot of people would ask us, like, who's better out of us?
I'd say we're quite similar.
We're similar, but we come from very different teams, which then put different pressures on us.
Yeah. You wouldn't really find me on top of the circle sometimes, and you would be there.
It's not like I take shuttles to get up there for fun.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I know. But that's what I mean. There's like everything and anything in between.
Yeah, you have goalkeepers in, I'd say, the countries like America, Australia, New Zealand. Mm-hmm. They do a lot of diving with their left hand for their stick side, for example. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Stick side high ball, they would dive with their left hand.
So anyone watching the video...
You would never see a Dutch goalkeeper do that.
No.
Never.
Also not me either, but then you also have, like, I think of powerful goalkeepers like Matty Hinch, pure power. Mm. You then would maybe have like Belen Suchi, who was the Argentinian goalkeeper, who's a bit more reactive on how she saves, and again, different style. But it's so interesting how there are so many different styles, and like consistently, there's so many different styles being at that top level.
Yeah,
and it just goes to show that, like, as long as you do your job.
Well, that's the fun thing about goalkeeping. Everything does it in their own way, and it works differently for everyone. So,
folks, the message from that is, don't get locked in a box in your goalkeeping.
Exactly. Exactly.
Here, tell us this, before games and stuff, any pre-game rituals?
I used to have a lot. I think after Tokyo, I quit all of that.
Boo.
Because I was like, it doesn't work anyway. No, I used to have like left leg out first, then right leg out, or whenever I walked towards the goal before the game started, I would touch the post and do all this stuff, and had to wait for the umpire to be like, yeah, I'm ready, and say that I'm ready to myself. If they didn't ask me, I would have to say to myself, like, stuff like that. But it's just like, man.
And now?
I know, I don't really do anything. I start behind the penalty stroke sip, that's it.
Right, folks. Easy enough.
I'm grown.
You have definitely grown up.
I'm grown. I've realised it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything.
Okay, so what would you say then to say someone that's listening who was maybe like, who do what you used to do, like those really like particular movements, have to put certain things on different ways, have to come into the goal.
I mean, people enjoy doing that and feel like it works for them, so I'm not going to tell people not to do it. Okay. I just realised for me it doesn't work.
Fair.
It just made me more stressed about if I hadn't done a certain thing, that I was going to play a bad game. And now I'm just like...
Do you ever have it where you're doing a warm-up and it is, like, you have those warm-ups where you have the touch? Do you know, whenever you're, like, moving really, really well and you've got the touch, you're making every save, and then you go into the game and then it's just a bit chaotic. But then on the flip side, you have those warm-ups where, like, you're like, holy cheese, and then you get into the game and it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, to be honest, I try to not attach a certain feeling to a warm-up, because I've had the most horrible warm-ups and played the game of my life, and I've had the best warm-up in my life and played the shittiest game of my entire life. So I'm not like, it's not like if I have a good warm-up and like, yes, this is gonna be my game. I don't try to attach too much emotion to that, because again, for me, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I think that I would be similar in that sense, where, like, whenever I was younger, I would really get sucked into that and be like, oh my gosh, I had a really poor warm-up. And then you're, like, thinking about your warm-up, like, even as the game starts, and then as the ball is coming down, the team is coming to attack you, you're already then stressing, and you're, like white knuckles, everything, like, really tense as it's coming, and then you end up making a mistake because you've almost got into that, like, negative spiral. Has that ever happened to you, and what have you done to try and get out of that? It's
also, like, the first touch is so crucial, right? So if in the first minute you can see the goal that you can do anything about, that's not on you. If you're then going to be like, oh, I conceded in the first minute, that's going to ruin you for the whole game, basically. Whereas if you have a simple touch in the first 5 minutes, that's so nice to have, because you're like, I've had a good touch. Like, but it's difficult because there's nothing you can do about that, really. You can make the save, obviously, but if it's a good goal, it's a good goal. You have to acknowledge that as well. But that can determine how you get into a game or not.
Have you ever had it where, sorry, I was just thinking about whenever I was younger, and I would be quite vocal to my defenders? I probably still am.
When you were younger?
Right.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
This isn't about me. How do you find communicating with them? Like, are there certain things that you would try and focus on to keep them on side for you? Because obviously, as a goalkeeper, you need your team on side. So you need to be able to, like, my goalie coach at home, he always refers to it as, like, the piggy bank deposit. So it's like, you put in credits to be like, yeah, you're doing great, really good pass, good tackle, good effort coming back. So that you can then, like, withdraw credit and be like, what are you doing there?
I think my defenders would tell you I'm quite positive, even in times where it's not going well. I find it hard to be angry at my defenders anyway, only if they've done something wrong, or wrong, that's maybe not the right word, but if something's happened in a way that I didn't want it to happen for 4 times in a row.
They switched off?
They know when I'm angry. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they know that something needs to change. But I'm also like, you're grown. You should know.
You're an adult.
You know if you've made a mistake. You don't need me to tell you in a really angry way that you've just made a mistake. Because I feel like that's just going to make their mood worse. And that's just going to get them out of the game. So if something's really wrong, I try to tell them, maybe in halftime, during the quarters, discuss it with them. And if it really, really doesn't work, then you'll see me angry. But it'll take a lot, I have to say.
I've seen it, folks.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, not name names, but I have seen it.
Oh, yeah.
Club
no,
hockey.
it's happened.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. It's like, you need to build people up so that you can actually turn around and be like, I've got your back, but I need you to do this better.
Yeah.
Or I need you to stay switched on, so you're marking at the back post. It's not my job to tell you to be like, yo ho.
Yeah.
Pick up your wee girl there. What do you think makes a good goalkeeper today?
That's a big question.
Yeah, loaded.
I think when I was younger, I remember a coach of a opposite team, I won't name names, but was asked what they thought of me as a goalkeeper, and he said, she's an all-round good goalkeeper. She's good at shots from top of the circle, she's good at corners, she's good in one-on-ones, everything is good, and I think that should be your main goal, to have everything. That sounds really difficult. But basically, you don't want opponents to be like, oh, that's her weak point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd say if there's anything that you feel like you could improve on, maybe you can try and train that a little more. I still do that to this day. I'm not saying that everything I do is good, but I try to be all round as possible, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't know.
No, it does make sense, because I think it's like anything you do in life, like whether you have a job, whether you're a field player, whether you do another sport, there's so many different elements to it.
Yeah.
And in goalkeeping, the fun but the pressure side of it is you're the last line of defence.
Yes.
You can be the hero, but you can also make a mistake. And mistakes are a huge part of our game. But what we try and do is try and minimise those as much as possible.
Yeah, I'd say the mental side is probably also maybe one of the most, or if not the most important. Because if you can see the goal and then you feel like, oh, I'm the shittiest goalkeeper in the world because I just conceded maybe an easy ball or whatever, that's going to ruin you for the rest of the game, instead of being able to make that switch. And for me, it really works to be like, oh, if I concede a ball that I feel like I should have been able to save, that sounds really simple, but to say my life is good. I have a good life. I have a nice house, nice girlfriend, nice dog. You know, I really try to like just literally say that to myself. And for me it works. So maybe if you're looking for something that works, you can try that.
Maybe I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
but it's almost to kind of rationalise that it is still, it's just a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like our job.
It's my job, but it's just a game.
No, but like, right, so people ask me like what I do for my job. I'm literally like, I stand and get pummeled by balls for a living. Literally.
It's true.
So like, whenever you think about that, that's a whole other topic that we can't delve into, but it's something so silly in the grand scheme of life.
Yes.
Do you think that you've been able to keep that separate, or has that taken time for you to get to that point where you have been able to separate them?
No, it's definitely taken time. When I was younger, I remember I smashed my stick on a post once because I conceded a goal that I was supposed to save.
Yeah.
I feel like you might have done that as well.
No. That's a lie.
But yeah, I definitely had to learn that. Also realize that there's no goalkeeper that makes every save. You know what I mean? So definitely a learning process. And again, I'm going to bring up the age thing, but I'm getting older. And yeah, you live and learn.
Okay, well, speaking of age and being older.
Lovely.
What or how have you seen your role with younger keepers coming into the national team change? Do you try and guide them and bring them along this journey? Do you try and share tips with them? Do you try and compete with them to show them what it takes to train at that higher level? Like, how do you see that?
Yeah, I don't really try to say too much about their goalkeeping and stuff because that's their own path and they should decide how they want to do that. But I try to share my experiences and just make sure that they don't come in front of surprises and that they were like, oh, I didn't know this was going this way, or you have to do this, or yeah, obviously they have to take over in a couple of years, so you want to make sure that they know the ropes.
What do you want to be remembered as, or like remembered for when you retire? And we're not putting retirement out there anytime soon. She's still a spring chicken in terms of goalkeeping.
I don't know, it's how people want to remember me as. I don't really care. If that's the weird, crazy goalkeeper that did things in a way that they wouldn't have done, then that be it. Or if they think about me as a person who was just themselves and did things the way they wanted to, and that worked, I guess, like that.
You know what? I think fair.
I don't really care.
What other people think about you?
Yeah.
Do you find it hard not to care?
Well, I don't care now. I used to care when I was younger. It's the age thing, I tell you.
So, folks, what we're saying is...
if you're 30, you don't care anymore.
Life is great after 30, apparently.
No, like... it's difficult because you can want all these things, but you don't know how people see you. So, I hope people see me as a nice person and someone that has done well for the sport. And that's it.
I think you're doing alright at that, then.
Okay, thank you.
So what do you do outside? Obviously, I know what you do, but we're going to tell the listeners what you do.
I take photos of people doing stuff.
Just like press the button?
Yeah, just click.
Click, click, click.
No, I take photos. Have been doing it more and more last couple of years, but since like retirement is coming closer, need to figure out my life afterwards.
Yeah, that 3 to 5 year life plan.
Yeah, exactly. No, whenever I quit, I want to be a full-time photographer, and I think At first I said I didn't want to go into the sports world, but I quite like the behind the scenes part of sports and the not so I don't want to say formal, but like the just standard photography, you know. I want to make it a bit more special and artsy and emotional, and I've been trying to do that. So if you want to see what I do, go over to my Instagram.
Pluggity
Plug at anneveenendaal.photo.
Yeah, do actually definitely go and check her out. I think you talk about how you want to give a behind the scenes of sports, and I think that's something that I've actually like really enjoyed, obviously following you as a photographer doing that. And but a lot of people think we just live this really like high lifestyle of training and traveling the world and playing in all these tournaments and obviously winning a lot of gold medals, but they don't see the stuff that goes on behind that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's, for me, definitely as a fellow athlete, to also see that from other people. Yeah, it's nice. Keep doing it.
Oh, thanks.
Keep clicking the button.
Thanks, I love the compliments.
You're welcome.
Never give me them.
That's the only one you'll get this month.
I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Any other tips and advice you'd give to any other goalkeepers out there listening?
Just do your thing, girl. Or boy. Or anything in between. I just want people to do what feels right for them and don't listen too much of what the system says.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, as the system says, because it is, like, everyone has their own opinions. Coaches, like, all coaches have their own opinions of who they think you should be as a goalkeeper, as you should be as a person, as you should be as whatever part of the team you're in.
Yeah.
So I think the message that's kind of coming back from all of this is just do what's right for you, find out what's important for you and how you feel, and then from there, no matter what happens, you can be proud that you've kind of stuck true to yourself in that sense.
Yeah, agree.
Right? I'm just kind of paraphrasing you there.
Yeah, that's what I live by. So.
There we go. That'll do.
That'll do, as they say.
That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
That'll do, donkey.
So, folks, as you can see, we are a bit weird. This is like a very small snippet into...
It's definitely not the weirdest.
No. Actually, no. Do you know what people probably are wondering? What is it like actually having two goalkeepers under one roof?
People think we only talk hockey 24/7. We don't.
Yeah, no.
I'd say we don't. Do we?
No. What do you mean, do we?
No, we discuss
Well,
our
like,
games after we've played, and that's about it.
Yeah, well...
And sometimes the gossips.
Oh, absolutely.
We love the gossips.
Yeah, because the hockey world gossips is ravage.
So good.
But in terms of gear, we have a lot.
I was going to say, our whole storage is full of gear.
Yeah, like...
You need to clean that. I'm leaving in 2 days. You can clean it.
Okay, by the time this comes out, Europeans will have
clean storage.
And we'll have a clean storage, hopefully, so stay tuned. But I definitely think there's some gear in there we can find to give away to a few listeners.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You never know, folks, so stay tuned. Make sure you pop over to the socials. Might see what I find in there and put up.
Definitely.
But, folks, I hope you have really enjoyed listening to this episode of Unboxing the Goalkeeper. Special shout out to Obo. This would not be happening and without their support. They are absolutely fantastic and an absolute game changer in the world of goalkeeping. So if you or anyone you know needs goalie stuff, pop off to Obo, because like
it's the only gear you need.
It's cool and it saves your toes.
And you can get pink gear if you love pink, like me, or yellow, like Aisha.
Oof.
Pick your colours.
But folks, until next time, I hope you have enjoyed listening to this episode of Unboxing the Goalkeeper. Make sure to go and set your alerts and follow on the socials to see who's coming on next, what's going to be happening, and maybe about those surprise gifts that might be appearing from the storage. Until next time, stay unboxed.
See ya.